You have that. You don't want to send a message to a fractured organization or to players within this fractured organization that you always want to play hardball and be disrespectful and do all of those things. You want to try to work with people. And if it means that at some point this franchise quarterback can bring value like no other, and you're trying to rebuild, why not go ahead and say he's available? We need 4 1s and we need 2 2s and we need something in players in return back. Like, just put it out there what you're looking for in the end and figure it out. There's the Denver Broncos, the Carolina Panthers, New York Jets, and the Miami Dolphins. Let's go. Let's not in any order, but let's go.
I'm glad that you gave those 4 options because I want to knock down this whole trade scenario because yesterday, you know how people start running away with all these different opportunities like, get on the phone with the Seahawks and Russell Wilson. And that's, if I'm Russell Wilson, he has a no trade clause. I'm not going to Houston. No, like, I'm probably going to stay in Seattle, but why would I want to? Why would I want to go to Houston? Yes, exactly, Key. Like, no J.J. Watt, no offensive options. Why would I want to do that? So let's stop that and dead that rumor right now because that would never happen.
Yeah, you go Denver Broncos, Carolina Panthers, Miami Dolphins, and New York Jets. Mm-hmm. That is what you look at. If I'm Deshaun Watson, those are the 4 teams that I'm saying, you know what? And they all got different reasons. The Carolina Panthers is a team that is, the owner doesn't mind spending money. If there's such a thing as a luxury tax in football, he'll go over it 10 times. The Denver Broncos, they're going to retool. They got some pieces on the offensive side of the ball that could potentially help. And then there's the New York Jets. There's the marketplace. They're going to rebuild. And then obviously the Miami Dolphins, the great weather. Oh, mind you, Jay.
No state income tax.
There it was. State income tax, as everybody always says that when they mention the Florida teams.
Indeed. There is also no state income tax in Texas for athletes. And so that's the 4 Key is speculating on, but informed speculation, obviously.
Hey, don't
not reckless, informed.
Informed speculation.
I didn't say anything. I don't know anybody. It's just shh.
So Key's thinking those 4 are in the mix for Watson, and if you're just waking up this morning, the 4 in the mix for Wilson because that story really started to ebb and flow.
Wait, Zubin, there's no Chi-Town's not in the mix
for Deshaun?
For Deshaun Watson?
Nah, I wouldn't. Nah, man.
Wait, you're saying he's not? I mean, still, they can come to the offer and try to do something.
No, I could, but I
Chi-Town is there. That's my city. Come on, baby.
I like Chicago, Jay. I don't like it for him, though.
Because of Matt Nagy and the way that they run. I mean, even though he has been to the playoffs 2 out of 3 years.
First of all, let's get rid of Matt Nagy, right? Let's put him on the side. Ryan Pace. Wasn't you the general manager that drafted Trubisky?
Over
Deshaun Watson?
There's a history there. I understand.
Why would I want to play for you now to save your damn job? Mm-hmm. Never mind.
Speaking of Chicago, of Chi-Town, if it means anything as a consolation, and I certainly think it would, as we've discussed over the course of the show, the quarterback player lack thereof in Chicago since essentially Papa Bear Hell started the franchise. Chicago is in the mix for Russell Wilson, according to Adam Schefter. If he were to accept the trade, it would be Chicago, Dallas, New Orleans, or the Raiders. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract.
Bluff.
No compromise.
Sorry.
What do you got?
I just was thinking when you said Dallas.
Well, that's the marketing aspect. If you got New York for Deshaun, the marketing aspect, right?
I know. I just thinking the Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson. He just, I don't know.
But then if you're Dallas, why does it make sense for Dallas to do that? Because now, I'm calling you and saying, hey, Seattle, what does it take to make this deal happen? I have to give up Dak. I think Dak's a better quarterback.
We could expand on that a little bit later, Jay. Okay. I got some thoughts.
In just about 10 minutes from now, we will do that. A reminder, the NBA's on ESPN Radio.
Bonus is paid. They want to get out. It has nothing to do with his money. He's just talking about the way that they approach the season and needing a new offensive coordinator and offensive line, and he wants to win. That's all he's saying. And if he wants to get out, get out. I mean, that coaches leave. They take jobs. General managers leave. Personnel people leave. They get paid. It's always the athlete, though. Just don't say anything. Just accept your money and play football and be happy because there's millions of people that would love to do what you do for a living. Well, maybe you should have been a better athlete.
This is happening. Deshaun Watson will not be a Houston Texan when it's all said and done.
No, not at all.
Key, I think both you and I sit in the same pace where we say we would advise Nick Caserio and David Culley keep an open line of communication with Deshaun Watson considering his no trade clause and get on the phone lines and start trying to work this deal. I don't know why they haven't been trying to work this deal before, but if it took a conversation with Coach Culley and Deshaun Watson for them to realize that this was not going to happen, with both sides saying that we're not going to move towards middle ground, then you start working lines and you start trying to get value right now for Deshaun Watson and extract as much value as possible.
Well, the one thing you can't do in this situation, if you are the Texans, is take it personal and be stubborn. I understand that you paid him and he accepted the contract, but the circumstances have changed. It's different now, and he has an opportunity to go try and win when he knows that it's not going to happen in Houston. People were not loyal to him. When he asked them to do certain things, they lied to him and told him that they would do that. They didn't follow that at all. They decided to do something different. And when you look at it, if Deshaun has met with David Culley, which he did, I believe it was on last Friday, and he had the conversation and he let him know, I respect you. I appreciate you. I appreciate they hired a black head coach, but I don't want to work for these people anymore. And if that's the case, then Deshaun has to stand firm with that. He can't go back and forward and say, well, I at that time, I didn't want to do it. Now I want to do it, which he is firm. He's dug in. They could just forget about it. He wants to play for someone else. And in doing that, he's got to be willing, though, if they become major stubborn, Jay Will, he has to be willing to dig in and forfeit that compensation that he would be getting for the 2021 season and for whatever signing bonus money that they may want to try to recoup. Because what he can do is he can always sit out and then come back with 6 games to go to get his accredited season.
Right.
Key, that's what you meant yesterday when you said pull a Le'Veon Bell, right?
Pull a Le'Veon Bell.
Okay.
Just sit out. Okay, if that's what he wants to do. And I know people that are listening in their cars or in their work or on whatever devices that they stream us on or listen to us on are sitting back and saying, we talk about money, these type of millions, like it's nothing. It's all within reason of professional sports. It has nothing to do with normal world because professional athletes don't live in a normal world.
That's right.
It's all relative. So before you start tweeting at our social media, understand what I'm saying.
Speaking of social media, let's run through a couple of others on the quarterback's untouchable list, and this actually ties back to the 2 guys we're talking about now with Wilson and Watson. First, a little fun. Aaron says, I don't think this is Aaron Rodgers, but he is speaking about Aaron Rodgers. This is funny. On the untouchable list, Aaron says, Aaron Rodgers. Now he's untouchable off the field, too, engaged to the actress Shailene Woodley. Funny. Okay, funny. How about this one?
I don't even know what that means.
Okay.
But, okay.
Well, he got engaged recently, and now he's off the market.
He's going to become a married man. He's no longer single.
I know what that means, but I don't even know why he tweeted that at us or why we read it.
Gotcha.
But of course, Evan Womp would do it.
All right.
So don't throw Evan under the bus.
Here comes SportsCenter guy. If you're listening at Ice Pick List, it sounds like somebody key watches on the ID network, but if
Jeez.
Ice Pick, well, it's an unconventional method, but we've seen it.
I just hope that's not a real
It's not
guy.
clean. It's not clean, Keith.
I just hope that Ice Pick guy is not somebody I'm going to be seeing on an episode soon.
What is this, Basic Instinct? I mean, what's going on?
It's always the guys you least expect, as you know. So I'm going to just clean up Ice Pick List because I know what you're saying here, Ice Pick List, but I just want to make sure everybody can follow along. Twitter's kind of crazy, right, with everything throwing it out. But here we go. I'm just going to modify. Ice Pick List. All these quarterbacks saw those touchdowns being thrown in the Super Bowl to dudes Tom Brady brought in. Now they all think they can be a GM. So the fact is that they saw Brady do it.
But that's not true.
Why can't I be?
Quarterbacks have always had insight to the organization and personnel decisions to a degree. I mean, that's historically proven. We have Warren Moon on talking about that back when he played. So it's always been a common thing.
There's nothing. The quarterbacks and certain players on teams communicate with front office people about decisions that are being made. It's nothing new. And yes, Tom Brady threw to Gronkowski in AB touchdowns. Okay, so now all of a sudden, because he did that, I want to do it? No, it doesn't. No.
And now here's Octavius in Oklahoma.
Oh, Octavius.
He must be in lockstep here with Jay. Good morning, Octavius.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? And I was really looking at, the who's untouchable